Hey, how's it going, everybody? I saw this really cool poster on Pinterest yesterday, and I thought I would show you just really quickly how to do it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the poster. All right, so this is a Hamlet poster, and I would categorize this as simply a minimalist design poster. But what's really cool about it is that it's made up of these very simple shapes that you can go in and manipulate with your Pathfinder, and I will show you exactly how to do that. You can achieve these kinds of things. Obviously, I can't teach you how to be creative and, brainstorm how to create these shapes that you want to end up with. But basically, once you figured those things out, these are the tools that you'll use in order to achieve these types of shapes. So I'll show you how to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is lock down the poster. So I'm going to select the poster and bring it down to about 50% opacity. I usually do between 30 and 50, depending on the colors of the poster. So my canvas here is 18 by 27, but the poster itself is actually a little bit shorter than that, but that's not a big deal. I will create a black background right here and just kind of send it to the back. And I'll lock that down as well. And really the whole point of this video is to get you thinking about what shapes make up certain elements. So when I look at this, I think, okay, this is a rectangle with a circle cut out of it. And then the same thing on the other side, and then also at the top right. So I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. A really good practice to get into is to use a color that is not going to be part of your final design. That way you can target that specific color and select the other elements that are the same color. I may not have to do that specifically for this video, but I just wanted to let you know that that's a really good practice to get into. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create my rectangle, and we're going to go all the way to the edges right there. And if I go ahead and swap the fill and the stroke, then you can see the rough outline of the shape that we're working with. So on the right side, I have to bring it over just a little bit more. There we go. All right, so now comes the fun part. What we're going to do is we're going to create some shapes here, and we are going to cut out our shapes using our Pathfinder. So what I did was I drew this rectangle, and now I'm going to hit the letter A on my keyboard, and what that's going to do is that's going to kind of highlight these corners right here, and I can go in and manipulate those individually. So after hitting my A key, I'm going to select this top left anchor point, and then click and drag this little circle right here. And we'll bring it down to about right here, but as you can see, it's not quite matching up. So all we have to do is just grab this little anchor point and then go over here and just kind of manipulate just a little bit more. And we'll grab this anchor point and just kind of bring it down a little bit. And then we'll just kind of keep adjusting until you have exactly what you need to do. All right, so now that we have that part complete, I'm going to duplicate this shape so we can do the same thing in the bottom corners. And I'm gonna hold Option, Shift, and drag this down right here. And then I'll just rotate this right here. And I'll do a transform and reflect. And this is not exactly the same, so what we'll do is just line up these anchor points right here. Bring this up here and bring this to about right here or so. This doesn't have to be exactly perfect. And then we will duplicate this one and then do a transform and reflect. Bring it over here. All right, now what we need to do is we need to add a rectangle on this side. And the reason why we need to do that is because we need to select everything, and we're going to use our divide tool in our Pathfinder. And if we didn't have these shapes right here to kind of fill in these areas, then we would be left with a jagged shape, and we don't want that in the end. So just a very simple thing right here. So now you can see the structure and the bones of everything that we're working with. So now we're going to select everything, swap the stroke and the fill, and swapping that fill and stroke right here will kind of reveal some of these little elements right here, and you got to go in and take care of those. All right, so now we're going to select everything, and we're going to click on the divide option in the Pathfinder. And as you can see, it doesn't look like much has changed, but we've actually changed a lot right here. So now all we have to do is we can go back in and swap the fill and the stroke, and we can just remove any of the sections that are not the final shape that we want. So we'll just kind of go in and get rid of this little guy right here. And we'll go in and get rid of this one, and then this little corner piece right here, just the corner piece, because you still want that contour right there. Okay, we're still zoomed in, and you can see these little sections right here. They're kind of like these little defined sections. They've got these little lines. Doesn't really matter, because all we're gonna do now that we have our final shape, select everything and swap back the stroke with the fill. And as you can see right here, we still have a couple of things that are kind of straying behind, so all we have to do is select those and get rid of those. And it looks like we still have a little stray piece right here, so we'll just get rid of that. And make sure that you're holding down your A key while you're going in and selecting these individual things to remove. And technically this one needs to get removed as well, so now we have a nice contour there, and this side looks totally fine. Okay, so now that we're completely happy with everything that we have left behind, just select everything and click on the Unite tool. So that's going to bind everything together and unify it as one shape. All right, the hardest part is done, so now all we have to do is do the bottom part of our blade right here, and I'll show you the steps to do that. So we do the same thing here by creating a rectangle and then just hit our A key, select this bottom right anchor point, and bring this little guy up right here. Now, as you can see, it's not going to go as far as we want it to go, so we can't really use that exact method, but what we can do is this. Let's go ahead and grab our pen tool, and we'll do this right here, like come to this point right here, and then we'll use our pen tool and just kind of go up with this a little bit. And now, as you can see right here, if we were to click on this, obviously that's going to be a problem. So what you do is, with the pen tool still selected, just click on this anchor point right here, and that'll reset the anchor points. And now just hold shift and go up here, and you're done. There are a lot of ways to do that little line right there, but I'll show you the way that is going to guarantee that it follows the path exactly. First thing I'm going to do is duplicate this over here. I'm going to hold shift while doing it as well, so I can keep it in the same line. So I'm going to go up to Object and Path and Offset Path. And we're going to offset this path by about -1/4 inch or so, and just hit OK. And what that's going to do is that's going to actually create a duplicate of that same path that we were just working with. And from this point, it's really easy. All you have to do is hit A on your keyboard and go up here, select this anchor point, and that's it, you're done. So that little line is still following the exact shape of the contour of the blade, and we did it with a couple of steps. It's a lot easier than trying to use the pen tool to match the exact contour of the blade. All right, so now we're just going to swap those real quick. Let's go ahead and change this color to white, and we need to bring this back to an actual stroke. And I'll probably just do black for a second here. And what I'll do here is go into my stroke panel, and I'll just round off those caps. All right, and now we're going to color that handle of the blade there. And then, to make sure that this is all one unified shape that is one color, what we're going to do is a couple of more things. We're going to select this stroke right here, and we're going to change this from a stroke to a fill. And the way you do that is you go up to Object, Expand, and make sure that fill and stroke are both selected. Hit OK. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to select what once was the stroke and this fill right here. And as you can see over here in the fill color, we've got this little question mark. That means that there are two different colors going on here. So all we have to do is go over here to Pathfinder and make sure that the black part is at the front, because what we're going to do is we're going to punch out by using the minus front. So we're going to subtract what is in the front of this shape from the back of the shape. So all you have to do is click on this, and now we have one shape that is one color, and we can select both of these right here and click on Unite, and now it's one shape, and that little knockout is there. So if you were to put this on a yellow background, for example, you would see the yellow shining through. So now we'll just center this up on our canvas right here. I won't bother with the typography. I just wanted to give you like a little crash course and kind of an introduction to the Pathfinder tool using this poster. All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I taught you something with the Pathfinder tool in Illustrator today. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe, and click the bell for notifications to be notified of all future content. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.